Hello dear viewers, in this video we are starting from the very basic, that is cell. First we'll define the cells, then we will come to the general characteristic of the cell, and at last we will come to the structure of the cells. But before that, first we need to build some basic concept of the cell, that what is cell. So let's imagine the cell in human body in term of block and building. So you may saw a big and a large building in the various cities of the world. So are you thought that through which material these large building is made up? So basically, these large and big building, these are made up of a small unit, and this small unit is known as block. So let's take through examples. So these blocks are constructed. These blocks are built by the mason, and they form a walls. Then the mini walls they construct in form a room, and then the mini room they collect and give rise to the roof or floor, and then these are built on one another in form of building. So in the similar way, our body is also made up of a small unit. That small unit is known as a cell. So the many cells, these collect and form a tissues, then the tissues combine and form a organ, then many organ combine and form a organ system, and at last the organ system they give rise to the human bodies. Many organ system combine and give rise to the human body. So this was some basic concept of the cell. Now we are in the position to define cell. So cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So what does it mean by structural and functional unit of life? Structural mean that it give a particular structure to the organism, it give a particular shape to the organism. So that is why we call them, it is the structural unit of life. So how? Let's take an examples. So as you see this hand, so this hand is a particular shape, that hand has a particular structure. So this structure is basically, it is the structure of the cell. It means that many cells they combine in form tissues and then organs. So this is basically the structure of the cells. Now functional, what does it mean by functional unit of life? So functional unit of life mean that all the activities, all the processes that the animal or the organism perform, so it basically performed by the cell. It means that if our organism perform respiration, so it basically performed by the cell. If an organism perform reproduction, so it basically performed by the cell. If an organism perform digestion, so it basically performed by the cell. So let's take an example. At the meantime, as you watch this video, so in your eye there is a rod and cone cells. These rod and cone cells, these play important role in the vision. It means it play important role to see the object. So these help to see the object. So due to these rod and cone cell, your eye they are able to focus on that video, and you watch this video, you see this video. So that is why cell is, it is the functional unit of the life. Now come to the another definition, that is cell is the fundamental unit of life. So what does it mean by fundamental unit of life? Fundamental unit of life, it means that cells are capable to exist independently. It means that all the all the activities, all the processes that are necessary for the living organism, they perform by the cells. For example, as a multicellular organism, they perform respiration. So in the same way, a unicellular organism also perform respiration, such as amoeba or paramecium. They also perform the process of respiration, the process of reproduction, the process of digestion, etc. So that is why we call them that cell. It is the basic fundamental unit of the life. Now come to the general characteristic of the cell. So cell need nutrients and oxygens. So to maintain the life activities, the cell must need the nutrient. So along with the nutrient, it must need oxygen for the various chemical reactions. So the next is eliminate waste product. It means that when the cell need energy, so they utilize these nutrients, and along with that energy, some waste product is also produced, and these waste product must be removed from the cell because it cause damage to the cell. It cause damage the cell. So for that, such as carbon dioxide, ammonia, they must be removed from the cells. So this is the another general characteristic. The third one is response to the invader. It means that if the foreign particles such as virus, bacteria, or any other toxin, they enter to the cell, so the cell must show immediate response to that particle and will try to destroy that particle to save himself. And the next one is reproduce by division. So it is also the properties of the cell that the cell must be having the ability to reproduce. But there is some exceptional case, that is neuron, because neuron lacks cell division. So why? Because neuron lacks centriole. Centriole, you may know about centriole. Centriole, it is a rounded, spherical, small structure, and during cell divisions, it play an important role. It push the chromosome to opposite side, so that is why it play important role in the cell division. But here it lack the cell division because of centriole. So if someone asks the question that why neuron lacks cell division, so your answer is going to be because it lack centriole, and centriole play important role in the divisions. Now come to the structure of the cells. So a typical cell a typical cell consists of main three parts, that is cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. So first come to the cell membrane. So cell membrane, it is the outermost layer, it is the outermost envelope, it is the outermost protective cover that encircle the cell, So it's a lot of function. It have a lot of function that will be discussed later on in detail. But one of them is it play important role in the exchange of various materials in the process of phagocytosis, panocytosis, exocytosis, and diffusion, etc. So the next one is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm, it is a jelly liquid portion of the cell. It contains various organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, lysosome, ribosome, etc. So it provide medium for the various biological reactions. And the last but not the least and the most important one is a nucleus. So nucleus, it is a spherical rounded shape structure that are present at the center of the animal cell, and it has a lot of functions. So but one of the main important is it control all the activities, all the processes that occur inside the cell. So this was general concept of the cells. You may be clear about that lecture. So in the next video we will be discussing about the discovery of the cells and the cell theory.